What's good with y'all boys, man? It's Clip Ganger Don't Bang, aka CGLDB for short. I'm back, man, and yeah, as I'm sure you guys all know, we are eliminated. We did lose back-to-back games in the play-in. Um, where do I start? Let me talk about the T Wolves game. Um, shout out to shout out to Pat Bev. It was definitely an interesting turning of the tables, to say the least. I never thought I'd see the day, man. You faced Pat Bev in a elimination game, and he reigned victorious. Hey, shout out to him. He was definitely a dog, and he definitely, he puts the batteries in the back of the T Wolves and gives them juice. And and I don't want to hear any T Wolves fans praising him now. Oh, he's a culture changer, all this, because you guys were laughing when we said this about Pat Bev, about him changing our culture. That bridge gap between Lob City and Kawhi. Those 2 years. Um, like 2017, 2018. You got a lot of NBA teams laughed when we said that about Pat Bev. But now people are starting to see what's up. They're starting to see what's up. Um, so that's what's up. Pat Bev, getting more recognition. So, but as for the game though, like it's just tough. We hung in there. We went up. We played really well to start the fourth quarter, and then we just had like we just had a dry spot, man, and just like you know it was a classic fourth quarter drought for the Clippers. Let's be honest. PG was doing his thing and stuff, but it was just unfortunate. Like the T Wolves, they stormed back, and Trey Murphy was starting to get hot towards the end, and Brandon Ingram was, um, he was really efficient, and I believe he hit 14 out of 21 shots. Batum, he played solid defense on him for the most part, but the guys just got tired, and like what I'm saying about this game can be applied to the next game too versus the Pelicans, because like the morning of, so we get bad news, PG out with COVID protocols or whatever, classic bad case of Clipper luck, and that I know that really hurts PG too, because they gave him the option to shut it down for the year, and he didn't want to shut it down. He was really ramping it up, and you guys saw the PG shimmying and stuff. He was having fun out there, and to anyone saying that he was purposely ducking a game, man, y'all are fucking stupid, because he could have purposely ducked the whole season if he wanted to. They gave him the option to rest for the rest of the year, after the surgery, but no, he grinded and he came back. So that should show PG's heart. And so throw all those, speculations out the window, because that's bullshit. All right, so hope PG recovers quickly, because, his health means more than basketball. But yeah, so we took a L to the T Wolves. Pat Bev was just going crazy, fucking throwing his jersey, and just act. He was just crying and stuff, and even his comments towards the Clippers or whatever, I don't really care, because this man was literally in a Zubac jersey like 2 months before, as an active player, openly supporting his former team. So he still has love for us. Come on, like if what he said is true and they give him like a bad offer and stuff, and that's the team that you grinded your ass off for, changed the culture and stuff, and attracted Kawhi and PG to come, big names to come. We gotta give it to Pat Bev, and it's just unfortunate that the tables had to turn this way, but I mean, I know we got Bledsoe and we ended up flipping him and Winslow and Keon for Norman Powell and Rocco, but if there is some alternate universe where we kept Bev and still traded Keon and Winslow and got, even if we didn't get Rocco and we just got Norman Powell, I mean, that would have been nice. I think we definitely would have made the playoffs if we had Pat Bev coming off the bench as a point guard, because he is averaging 5 assists for the T-Wolves, and he's not shooting as good from the three-point line as he did with us. But, he's still Pat Bev. He's ramped up his assist, and we're just missing that leadership, man. I mean, obviously, Reggie, let's give him his flowers, too, this season, guys. Like, I don't want to hear any Reggie or Morris slander. Those are my guys. They really stepped up, and even like locker room presence, leadership wise, on the court, they played marvelous this season. So I don't want to hear any like slander on them, because dude, they did not sign the pen on the paper to be the number 1 and 2 options. All right, that's not what they're trying to do. Like I know Morris, we had higher expectations of him than Reggie, when we signed him, but come on, guys, like they're definitely, they definitely were asked to play above their pay grade. So shout out to them on that, man. We had so many memorable moments this season, and if you're asking me to, was this a failure of a season because we didn't make the playoffs? No, I don't think so, man. And I just don't see a world where a 42-40 season with missing PG, 3/4 of the year, Kawhi the whole year, Norman Powell, we acquired him at the trade deadline, but he only played like 3 meaningful games with us, not counting the play-in, because the games towards the end of the year didn't really even matter. I mean, teams were just trying out their third lines, the third line of guys, like the Suns and stuff, when we're playing them at the end of the season. And it just sucks, man, because when PG came back and we're playing those shitty teams at the end of the year, we were the number 1 option offense in the league. And, we were looking hot and stuff and beating up on those guys, and everything was all, dandy and whatnot. But it's just, I mean, just reality sunk in very quickly. Let me get on to the next game, though, like the Pelicans. So we hung in there in the first quarter for a little bit, and then they started taking off on us. Zubac, he was decent on the glass, but him and Hartenstein were getting kind of exposed on defense. Again, switches hunted on them, and yeah, I mean, so the Pelicans, they got up to a 16-point lead, and then we cut it to 10 before half, and then I already knew that we were going to come back and take the lead, but unfortunately, same story as the T-Wolves game. Fourth quarter, we played really well to start the fourth, and, it was just, like, really, really, like, took the wind out of my sails, man, seeing them come back and win it. And what really fucked us over, too, is that 1 minute left, we're down 2, and Batum, they call a foul on him, and then they hit 2 free throws and go up 2 possessions. Aside from missing our free throws towards the end, and actually the whole game, like, we had no excuse to lose this game. Besides, of course, our best player that's healthy, he unfortunately, with the protocol stuff, we couldn't have PG, right? But we played the whole year without PG, and we're up, 13 in the fourth or whatever, and just couldn't hang on. Ty Lue, he came out the second half with the small ball lineup, and it really dominated. It dominated the third, and he decided to ride the hot hand and stick with his guns, which is something Ty Lue does a lot. He sticks with his guys. He rides the hot hand, and unfortunately, when it starts getting scary, same thing happened in the T-Wolves game too. It's like, all right, we got our lead, and then you're riding the hot hand, and then guess what? 5 minutes left now, and the game's tied. Now it's not, the game's still in arm's reach. Now it's anybody's good ball game, so you can't take your guys out now and give them a breather. say if we're up 7 with 7 minutes left, and then you could take out Reggie for a little bit. I don't know, for 2 minutes or something until 5 minute mark, and then, but Reggie played like 46 minutes. Morris played 45. Morris was hitting the glass really well in the first half, and then he started getting really tired in the fourth, and Larry Nance was playing phenomenal. It's just really sucks because this Clipper team, they deserve it more than any other team in the league, man. Um, just barring all these injuries and stuff, and the guys could have packed it up, but we have such a winning culture now. The 11 straight winning seasons above 500. The next best team has a streak of 5. We have 11, so like we have a winning culture, and it's just like really sucks that the play-in and stuff. I have my opinions on it. I don't think, personally, I think they should shorten the regular season to 75 games and then make the play-in a best-of-3 tournament. Whoever wins 2 games first moves on, because it's just bullshit. Like, stuff like that, PG missing because of a fucking stupid virus, a fucking common cold. So, I mean, it's just like, I know it's like a buzzkill to end the season, but, we just gotta, let's think about this. What was our odds, honestly? Because let's say PG came back by game 3 versus Suns, and we're already down 0-2. Or maybe 1-1 at best. Let's say we're a 1-1, PG comes back, and then he's trying to get ramped up again, coming back off another setback, because when you come back from COVID, your conditioning's kind of low or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, that would have been another stressful thing on PG's plate to come back from. And, we already know how people hold Paul George to, like, Jordan standards. They act like what he did last playoffs was nothing, even though he was almost first in every category for stats-wise. But I don't know, man. Like, I think that we would have been set up for failure. Kawhi, he wasn't going to come back this playoffs. It was a long shot. There was that glimmering hope for a little bit, but let's be real. I mean, it just wasn't going to happen. But yeah, I mean, it just sucks. Like for me personally, like, I didn't really have any like championship dreams this season, so it didn't hurt me that way. But I just want to see the guys ball, and they deserve to play some playoff basketball more than any other team, man. And I was just so excited finally seeing Rocco, or not Rocco, but Norman Powell come back, PG, and seeing them do their thing. And I just want to see the guys hoop, you know what I mean? Because it was so refreshing seeing PG come back and do his thing like he was at the beginning of the season, and it's just unfortunate. Now we got to wait till October to see our boys play. And I mean, what could I say that Ty Lue could have done differently? I mean, hindsight's 2020. We all could have said, oh, he should have went back to Zubac, at the start of the fourth quarter and give the guys a rest. But in the spur of the moment, Ty Lue was probably thinking, what if I go big and they start picking on Zubac and Hartenstein again, and we get exposed, and then we just end up losing anyway. So I get his thinking, but I don't know, man. It sucks. I mean, the guys just ran out of juice both games, late in the game. I mean, that's just life. That's just how life works, I guess, man. Life ain't fair. And we came back both games and let the other team swipe it right from under our feet. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Personally, I mean, I thought it was very fitting that Reggie and Morris were the main guys. And, last game of the season, we went down in a blaze of glory, to say the least. I mean, Reggie, he played really well, and Morris played well too. And up until the fourth quarter, let's be honest, start of the fourth quarter, had we won that game, at that moment, Morris had the game ball. I mean, so I don't want to hear any slander on him. Those guys played phenomenal this season. They stepped up out of their roles, and really elevated their game, just did their thing. And And one good thing about this season too is that guys like Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, whatever, like their Amir Coffey, their trade value has skyrocketed compared to 10 months ago. Let's be honest, because our bench development this season was fucking amazing. And we really got to see, guys like Coffee step up and do the thing. Kennard, he really did pretty great. 3-point percentage leader. It's just awesome. I mean, Norm, we saw flashes of what he can do. Reggie, I mean, he stepped up his playmaking this year, and of course was the primary guy. He had very many heroics this year, buzzer beaters and stuff. Just awesome moments. And honestly, I feel like despite not going to playoffs, I feel like this season is kind of like it's gonna be recognized amongst many diehard Clipper fans in the Clipper lore. Cause like I personally will look fondly on this season, like looking back 5 years down the road. I'll look pretty fondly on this season. We've had some really good times, and it kind of reminded me of that 2018 year. Of course, we made the playoffs and we were like a 46 win team, I believe. Pat, Bev, Lou Will, Trez days. But, like, let's be honest, after the 2020 bubble, I was questioning the team's mental toughness, all right? Well, first off, I mean, they made it pretty obvious, PG, he said that he didn't like it there, and it's a valid excuse, right? I mean, the bubble is not a real NBA setting, okay? Whether you like it or not, it's not a real NBA setting. So I gave him a pass in that book, but I was still wondering. I was like, dang. I was like, if this 2020 bubble team, if they had that 2018 mentality on that team, shit, they would have won an easy ring. But this year, it really reminded me that we still got it. We still got that mental toughness, especially last season too. Kawhi going down and PG stepping up, leading the troops. But I mean. Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys agree with me and will look fondly on this season. Had good memories. The Wizards come back and just big wins over, getting some nice upsets. Reggie just absolutely dominating the Lakers all year, skipping on them, fucking just doing crazy dribbles. And just Reggie is a pure entertainer, guys. He is a pure entertainer. This guy is... I mean, as far as role players go, this dude is like must-see TV because he's always putting on a show. And I mean, shout out to him because Reggie and Morris, they definitely like. When I look back on this season, it's just like I'm gonna have some really positive things to say about them. And yeah, I don't want to hear any slander. No switching up on our guys. Don't act like Reggie's the worst player ever. Like, I don't want to hear any of that. Same with Morris. They did their thing. Terrence Mann, we wanted to see more scoring from him this season, but unfortunately, I mean, he just is who he is. I mean, he's a high echelon role player, and I'm cool with that. I mean, not everyone has to be a star. Obviously, you got to see the guy at the top of the graphic, Brandon Boston. He showed some really good flashes this year. We are all really excited on him. Proven shot maker, can really light it up from anywhere on the court, all three levels. So I mean, that's pretty much all I gotta say, really. I mean, we just couldn't pick up the win. Unfortunate circumstances, losing PG again the day of. Ty Lue pretty much riding our main horses into the ground in the fourth. Do I blame him? No. Would I have done the same thing and kept the guys in? Probably. I mean, we had just went on a 38-18 run or something like that. So, I mean, I get it. And Ty Lue was dealt almost an impossible hand this season. Just given the lack of like superstar talent. Just shout out to T. Lue. I mean, he did his thing overall. And we'll regroup. We'll be better, guys. We actually have a future unlike the other LA teams, so the best has yet to come. I'm really excited, And I will make an off-season video next and really break down what direction I think we should go. It's not anything too drastic, just minor tweaks. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below what you think. I'll converse with you guys, give my thoughts, and yeah, just like up the video, share it, subscribe, whatever. CGODB signing out. Peace.